Welcome into the PFF NFL Daily. Today, it's our very early look at player predictions for the 2022 NFL season. Don't forget the daily. We're going on a little sabbatical here. We're just going to take a little bit of time off and then come back right around training camp, preseason time like we did last year. So if you haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you get all your notifications when the daily comes back. So, Sam, it's nice and early, so let's get them out there. Player predictions. We've got some team predictions out there as well. Let's start with MVP. Who's your pick for MVP in the NFL next year? Your favorite award?
All right, I'm going to go with, despite all the offseason drama, the Instagram, the following, unfollowing, Kyler Murray is going to hit the ground running exactly like he did last year, and this time he's going to stay upright, intact, keep that streak going, and we're going to see Kyler Murray for MVP.
Wow. Even with Nuke Hopkins missing 6 games.
Yeah, that doesn't help. But look, they brought in Marquis Brown. And look, the weird thing about the Arizona Cardinals is every season is finished on a disappointing note, but they've gotten better progressively and by pretty big steps each season. It's just that because they end in such a kind of, collapse over the finish line, it feels disappointing by the end of the year. But all that kind of collapse part happens after the MVP voting's finished. Like he's got it sewn up at that point. So even if they limp over the line, get embarrassed in the postseason and dumped out by, the worst team there, doesn't matter.
That's okay.
MVP's in the bag.
Look, Kyler's probably a good annual pick as long as he doesn't take a big step back as a passer. He's a good annual pick because of what he can in any season add on the ground, right? In any given year, you could see 600 to 800 yards, 10 touchdowns. It really depends on how much Arizona wants to use him. They used him a lot more, I think, in 2020 than they did last year. But in any given season, he's got the passing ability. He has gotten better as a passer every single year, but he's always got that rushing trump card, both as a scrambler or in the design run game that can really help his cause.
Yeah, and last year, up until the point he got injured, the first 8 weeks of the season, he led the league in big-time throw rate, or big-time throws and big-time throw rates. I had both. Had one of the lowest turnover-worthy play rates in the NFL. Those are MVP type of data points. If you're able to do both those things at the same time and bring some rushing threat to the table and your team is winning and going in the right direction, that's an MVP case.
You've pushed me to think outside the box a little bit here. So even though I wanted to say Josh Allen was my MVP candidate, this is the year. Or Tom Brady, ride off into the sunset MVP on his way out. Let's go Dak Prescott this season. Even though on the surface, I'll admit, sometimes we overreact to everything that we've seen in the offseason. And I don't think you're going to look at Dallas's offseason and say that they got better on paper. Like losing Amari Cooper doesn't make you better. Losing Randy Gregory doesn't make you better. But they still have a good enough team in place. Dak has continued to progress as a passer. He really took you talk about Kyler's drop-off. Dak's drop-off was really after that calf injury against New England last year. So let's assume he doesn't get the calf injury, which is, we've all had calf injuries, sometimes they're tough, they're tough to come back from. His might be more real than the one I had, but Dak Prescott is going to put up the numbers and it's going to look like it's more his team too. You lose Amari Cooper, incorporated Jalen Tolbert, the rookie 3rd rounder in there from South Alabama. So I'm going to say Dak and the Cowboys in a wide open NFC that isn't as top heavy as the AFC. We'll say Dak wins MVP.
Yeah, otherwise your predictions could have simply been the betting odds. Like, here's who the betting favorite is for MVP. Turns out it's Josh Allen.
I could have said Trevor Lawrence, though, and really gotten crazy. We've seen a lot of year 2. Joe Burrow made the jump, and Carson Wentz has made the jump. Lamar Jackson, we could see a Trevor Lawrence or a Zach Wilson jump into that conversation. I could have said that, but I didn't.
Good.
All right, where else do we want to go here? How about the Stephenson Award, PFF Stephenson Award? Why don't you explain what that is, because you like this more than MVP?
Well, the Stephenson is a way of doing MVP without it being dumb. So forget the value part, delete that word from the equation, and simply look at the best player in the NFL, the best performer, regardless of position value in the league, which is what MVP should be. It's just rewarding the player having the best season. So in any given season,
past winners include a whole bunch of Aaron Donald. We've seen J.J. Watt. Tom Brady's won it. Last year was Trent Williams, the left tackle from the San Francisco 49ers.
Yeah, and in any given season, therefore, your starting point should be, this is Aaron Donald's award to lose. because he is the best player in the NFL. He's the most likely player in any given season to be the best player in the NFL. So that should be your starting point. But in the spirit of, let's at least move beyond the obvious favorite, I will say Myles Garrett has been building this defensive player of the year, MVP caliber type of performance for years now, and he put it together last year for a full season, but wasn't quite enough to get him over the Aaron Donalds of the world and put him in that true conversation. But he's been knocking on that door for 3 straight years now. We had half a season where he got suspended for booting Mason Rudolph in the head with his own helmet. We had the other half a season where he got COVID and wasn't the same guy. And then we had a full season last year where he was phenomenal, but wasn't quite past the Aaron Donalds. I say this is Myles Garrett's year.
For him to do that, he's going to have to improve upon his run defense grade, which has been lurking right around 70 over the last couple of years. But the pass rush grade from 91 to 90 to 92.7, pretty consistent elite pass rusher now. So Garrett's going to have to take a big step forward from a run defense standpoint to get that overall grade up to win the Stephenson. I'm going to go with Quentin Nelson. Let's not forget about Quentin Nelson, right? A guy that maybe had a better 3-year stretch than any guard entering the league, at least certainly in the PFF era. Mauler as a pass blocker, as a run blocker, very good in pass protection. Might look a little bit better in pass protection this year without Carson Wentz back there holding the ball a tick longer. You got Matt Ryan there, so that'll help. There's a little dependency there in the grade. So I think Quentin Nelson could be that guy, much like Trent Williams. We saw him with the 97-plus grade last year. That could be Quentin Nelson any given year at guard. So I'll take Quentin Nelson to be our Stephenson Award winner. Again, showing that the winner could be a defensive end or it could be a guard.
Yeah, and has been, in fact, in the past. Not a guard, I don't think, but it has been offensive lineman.
All right, let's go. Instead of Rookie of the Year, we did have a whole show on offensive and defensive Rookie of the Year. How about highest graded rookie for next year?
Yeah, because of that, I think Tyler Linderbaum has a really good chance of being the best graded rookie in the NFL this season. The guy that PFF will give Rookie of the Year to, because PFF doesn't care, essentially, whether the guy plays a position that usually wins Rookie of the Year or not. We will give it to offensive linemen or defensive linemen or whatever, players that don't necessarily fit the typical mold. So, look, Tyler Linderbaum is the best center prospect we've seen come into the NFL in years. Creed Humphrey almost won it last year. Linderbaum's a better prospect than Creed Humphrey was. Frank Ragnow has become one of the best centers in the NFL. Linderbaum's a better prospect than Frank Ragnow was back in the day, and we loved Frank Ragnow when he came out. So I think Linderbaum has a chance to step into that Ravens offense day one and immediately be maybe the best center in the NFL, certainly one of the top 2-3 centers in the NFL. And if he plays at that level, you're immediately in the Rookie of the Year conversation in terms of best graded PFF's Rookie of the Year.
You just piggybacked off of what Creed Humphrey had the highest rookie grade last year at center.
Sure.
So there you go. We've seen that recently. I mean, my heart wants to say Aiden Hutchinson because we thought he was the best player in the draft. Edge rushers, they're kind of hit and miss as far as how they start, but usually the higher end prospects do hit the ground running and they're fine. I'm going to go with Sauce Gardner, though, instead of Hutch. So I'll say Sauce Gardner, go into that jet system where I think it's going to play to his strengths. I don't think they're going to overly do it as far as press coverage goes. I think Sauce can do both, right? Play press, play off. I think he'll have some interception opportunities there. I think it's just going to play to his skill set. Plus, I just think he's a really good player. So I think the combination of he's really good and the fit with the Jets, I'm going to go Sauce Gardner as the highest graded rookie.
I think I do that every year, thinking that, a rookie corner or a cornerback has a chance of winning Rookie of the Year. If he lands in the right situation, he'll get a bunch of interceptions, and that'll propel him over the top. And I kind of forget every season that rookie cornerbacks tend to stink.
No, I know.
And they never get good until, year 2, 3 or whatever. And that's where you finally get to see them. Like
not
AJ
Sauce,
Terrell.
though. Not Sauce next year.
Yeah, like AJ Terrell, not great as a rookie. Second year, all pro caliber player. I doubt that Sauce is the guy to buck that trend, but okay, you don't.
All right, I don't, no. Last one, Coach of the Year. Who's going to win Coach of the Year?
Given my other prediction in the team level show we did of the Browns going all the way to the Super Bowl, I suppose that makes Kevin Stefanski Coach of the Year by default. So Stefanski.
So on the team show, I assume we posted that here before this. Should I say Mike McCarthy and the Cowboys? Maybe. But I'm going to go with, if Sauce is going to be the highest graded rookie, Robert Saleh, the Jets are my breakout team. Robert Saleh is going to win Coach of the Year. So he's going to get Sauce Gardner playing great at cornerback. Robert Saleh is going to be year 2 breakout, but from a head coaching standpoint. Anyway, we appreciate everybody for tuning in to the PFF NFL Daily all day, every day. So we've got the summer. We're taking a little break. Hit that subscribe button. Stick with us. We'll be back soon. And let us know in the comments below all of your player predictions so we can check them out during the summer.